Yeah, I think I kind of mentioned it a little bit pregame, but I think it's the factor of that Warhawks run game. They have to get going early. They got to sustain drives. Kevin King-Foku has to be a factor for the Warhawks to move the ball tonight. And then I think on defense, the other side of the ball, you got to find a way to stop the run. You've mentioned it. This team runs that wing tee. They're going to run the ball down the Warhawks' throat all night long. They have to find a way to get a stop. Noah Mitchell, the biggest factor in that. He's going to eat up blocks. How does he get off that block and make a play tonight?
That's true. I mean, Noah Mitchell is going to be one of the big keys, and those ends are going to be crucial at setting that perimeter and making sure it all happens. There's not much of a pass game here, so Jackson Mark and players like that aren't going to be as pivotal unless there's a big deficit for New Albany and they feel like they have to throw the football. And so to me, it's the offense, like you talked about in the last segment. Nate Miller staying on the field, sustaining long drives. I think that's one of the keys for me. It's been that way all year, but can you sustain a long drive in this one? Can you make sure that you're out there wasting clock and putting points on the board? Special teams is also another key one for me. Protect the football in the special teams. Get a conversion, get a field goal, make sure that you are on top of it, and make sure that everything that happens tonight is in your control. Special teams is huge tonight, Wes.
Yeah, and I think that's always played a big factor, especially in the Warhawks game. I think the bigger factor tonight is how do you make special teams a factor in this one, right? You have to get some sort of an edge. This New Albany Eagles team coming in, playing a different kind of brand of football tonight. They're playing for pride. They're playing for their own self-enjoyment to try and knock off the Warhawks in one last game to win a big one before the end of their season. So this is going to be more of a game for them where it's doesn't really matter as much in that physical sense. They're playing to try and throw whatever they got left in the tank because this is their last game of the season. So how do the Warhawks combat that and take those little edges like special teams and make it a big factor tonight?
Welcome the visitors tonight from Westerville Central, the Warhawks. Head coach is Josh Frankie. The officials for tonight's contest, the referee Dave Pitkin, umpire Matt Bremer, the line judge Corey Tobey, head linesman Scott Hamilton, the back judge Alex Zanatti, and center judge Mike Susi.
Things started here. We're underway in week 10. Kick is brought down at around the 7-yard line by Westerville Central on that far side. They bring it out to the 15, 20, 30, and they're going to be spotted down just shy of the 35-yard line. On the return is Jackson Mark. Will work out of the gun with a 2-receiver set. Bangora in motion from left to right. They'll hand it off Kevin King-Foku. He works to the near side edge to the 35-yard line, and they'll mark him down at around the 37. Miller out of the gun. They bring a man in motion to this near side. That's Cam Hebner. Snap is back. Handoff to Kevin King-Foku. Drives left edge and makes his way to the 40-yard. Miller will go into the shotgun. Foku onto his right side hip. 2 receivers split either side. Miller dropping back. Throws far side into the flat. Incomplete. He was intended for Cohen Buss.
That's 2 deadly combos for this Warhawks offense.
Cohen Buss in punt formation with 2 Eagles back deep to receive the punt. Buss sends it away. Little wobbler, and it'll be brought down at around the 23-yard line, far hashes. And they'll get a block to the near side, looking to the 30, to the 35, 40, 45, 50, into Warhawk territory at the 40, 35, cuts back into the middle, breaks tackles to the 20, has room to the 15, stumbles down inside the 15-yard line on a return by Avery Bastion for the New Albany Eagles. And it's at the 12 of Westerville Central. 1st and 10 for the Eagles, and we've got penalty markers before the snap here.
It's going to be an encroachment.
Ball on the 7-yard line. Penalty markers again before the snap.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to get an encroachment again on the Warhawks, back to back.
At that 5-yard line. 1st and about a yard for New Albany. They'll run it on 1st down. They'll cut it onto the right side, and they'll be stopped just around the 2-yard line. That should be enough for a 1st down. Goal for the Eagles at the 1-yard line. Hoovler goes under center. The starting quarterback whistles before the snap, and penalty markers fly. That wing T offense takes the snap. They hand it off up the middle, and that's a touchdown for the Eagles. Getting that touchdown for the Eagles was number 5, Grant Nelson.
Taking place in that sense.
Hoovler for the point after. 6-0 Eagles. Low snap, handled well by the holder, and its kick is up and good. And so New Albany leads at 9:31 to play in the first quarter. 7-0 over Westerville Central. And that was all
drive.
Jackson Mark, Cam Heatner back deep. Kickoff is away by Hoovler. Heatner's going to let it bounce at the 10, goes into the end zone for a touchback. And Westerville Central will start at their own 20-yard line. A little toss on the sweep to Omar Bangora at the snap, and he's going to get about 4 yards on that carry. It'll bring up 2nd down and 6 for Westerville Central. The receivers and tight ends lined up on either side of the line. The snap, they hand off to Kevin King Foku, hits a wall, and then to the 25-yard line he goes, and he still won't go down, and finally the whistles blow him dead. He's actually going to get 2 yards on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 4, so 3rd and medium.
Find a way to get in that hole early.
3rd down and 4, the snap, they hand it off on the end around to Cohen. Bus finds a hole to the left side and gets across the 30-yard line up to maybe the 32, and that'll be a Warhawk 1st down.
That was a nice play design there by Coach Frankie. Obviously the double reverse.
Down. Play clock at 10 for Nate Miller out of the shotgun, and 2 receivers to his left side. They'll hand it off on the snap to Kevin King Foku, comes to the near side and stopped right around the 35-yard line. The snap to Nate Miller, throws far side, has Omar Bangora at the 40-yard line, and then falls forward to the 45, and that'll be enough for a Westerville Central 1st down. King Foku goes with an empty backfield. He'll split out wide to the left in the slot. Now Omar Bangora goes to the left hip of Nate Miller out of the gun. Play clock at 7, the snap, Miller throws, incomplete, looking for Cohen Bus as he turned right around the Eagle 49-yard line. It brings up 2nd.
Looks because he's a lot of times running deep in the blocking concept. He kind of flips over the middle of the field.
Miller hands it off to Kevin King Foku, comes near side up the middle, finds a gap to the 49-yard line, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 6 for the Warhawks. 5:52 to play, first quarter. 2 receivers to the near side right. The snap, Miller hands it off to Kevin King Foku. He dives across the middle. He's going to get to the Eagle 49-yard line. Pickup of 2 yards on the play. It's going to force 4th down in Eagle territory at the 49. It's 4th down. Bangora goes out wide to the left. Foku to the near side right. Empty backfield. The snap, Nate Miller looking near sideline. We went deep, and I think there was some miscommunication. Kevin King Foku was there along with Kevin Blas, and he overthrew it. It almost was intercepted by Amari Jones. So 1st and 10 New Albany at their own 49-yard line. They'll run it on 1st down, and they get to the Westerville Central 46-yard line as they started at their own 49. And Jewers with the carry for the Eagles. Under center is Hoovler. They'll hand it off up the middle and maybe get 1 or 2 out of it. Grant Nelson on that carry. Jed Jewers in motion. Now they roll out to the near side. Penalty marker on the play. Hoovler on trouble, and he falls down in the backfield. He's going to lose yards back behind his own 45-yard line. Sack. That means he's half a sack away from tying the single-season sack record. Miller is going to go under center on this 1st and 10. Hand off Kevin King Foku, and that time he's met by an Eagle for no gain on the play. Miller rolls out to his left on a play-action fake, throws it up into the air, and it's caught. Or is that intercepted?
It's intercepted.
That was intercepted at the 40-yard line of Westerville Central by New Albany. Central, Hoovler will go under center for the Eagles on 1st and 10. Jet Jewers to the near side, and he's going to be stopped on the play by Westerville Central's Julian Bradley. Hoovler under center. They'll hand it off to Nelson on the right edge, and he will get a few more yards for the Warhawks. Greg Woods was there for the tackle. That's Reese Blackmore, high snap for Hoovler. Penalty markers on the snap. Jet Jewers was going to carry.
It's going to be encroachment again on the Warhawks.
Hoovler out of the gun, hands it off Jet Jewers, and he works right side to the West 7 at the Westerville Central 25 for New Albany. Hoovler wants to throw, going over the middle, batted away.
Great coverage there by Devin Smith.
Mark working right to left as we see it. The handoff to Jet Jewers, works right edge, and he splits a defender down to the 15, fighting his way to the 10, and he will get down to the Warhawk 10-yard line. Together a drive here. Hoovler out of the gun for the Eagles with Jewers onto his left side hip. They'll hand it off to Jet Jewers, works right edge at the 10-yard line, and he stopped there, no gain. It will bring up second down for the Eagles. Second and Schumacher goes out wide to the left. That's two receivers out wide left. They'll hand it off on a sweep. Working that left side is Jackson. Breaks one tackle, goes for the end zone. Touchdown, New Albany.
Number 12, Chase Jackson, the ball carrier.
Chase Jackson on second down gets into the end zone for the Eagles.
It's going to be a long night for the Warhawks if they cannot contain the run, as they are biting early down on the inside run. They're not waiting for that outside run to come, so when they reverse it and go the opposite way, the Warhawks are stuck out of place. Just like that, with a man running free. The Warhawks are going to have a long night if they can't contain that run game.
13-0, New Albany leads. Hoovler with the point after for the Eagles. Kick is up. It is good. 14-0, New Albany lead.
Factors the Warhawks have to deal with right now, but they gotta find a way to get a stop on defense, and they gotta find a way to possess the ball on offense.
Hoovler with the kickoff, and it's brought down by Hebner at his own 13-yard line, far side, out to the 20, 25, middle of the field 30, and he's brought down right around the 33-yard line. Will be 1st and 10, Westerville Central.
It's a cold one down here on Veterans Field.
On 1st and 10, Westerville Central working right to left. A little toss to Omar Bangura on a sweep, working to the near side, and he might get back to the line of scrimmage for no gain, maybe a gain of one. They'll mark him to the 34, maybe. We'll see. Backs in the backfield. Miller will go under center. They'll hand it off to the near side. Omar Bangura, who found a hold of the 35, 40, and finally drug down right around the 44-yard line. That'll be enough for a first down. 10-yard pickup for the Warhawks.
Yeah, that's only going to help this Warhawks offense to play kind of a different style.
Hand off Kevin King Foku, and near side left gets dropped for maybe a gain of one to the 45-yard line. He was stopped on the play by New Albany's Jack Morgan, number 4.
Kevin King Foku, the ball carrier.
With Rylan Moran onto his right side hip. The snap back, they play action fake. The toss to Kevin Blas is incomplete. It was off his hands. It was right there, and he couldn't corral it in. Two receivers split either side on 3rd and 9 for the Warhawks. And Miller under pressure, dumps it underneath to Johnson, and he gets up to midfield, gain of about 5 yards on the play. It's going to bring up 4th and 4. It looks like this might be a direct snap to Kajai Johnson. Lots of movement on the line, and penalty markers fly.
Cohen must jumped early there at the left edge. I think that might have been a pop pass there with Kajai Johnson. It looked like he kind of set up in the sense to try and kick that one wide to his tight end. He had the run or pass option, so played either way.
Punt is away, brought down far side by New Albany, and they'll bring it out to their own 35-yard line on the home sideline. 1st and 10, New Albany at their own 34-yard line, working left to right as we see it. Jet Jewers with the carry. Check that, that's Grant Nelson. Makes his way to the 36-yard line, gain of 2. 2nd down 8 coming up for the Eagles. Right as we see it, with a receiver out wide to the left. Hoovler out of the gun. He's going to keep it himself up the middle, and he's going to be hit and met by Westerville Central's Hezi Musagala, who joined us inside the Josh Frankie Coaches Show last night. Out of the gun, Hoovler takes the snap, throws it into the flat. Jewers near side, trying to work to the 35, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage to the 36. It's going to bring up 4th down. The Warhawks were there to sniff it out.
Make it work on the Warhawks side of the ball.
Punt is away. Jackson Mark waiting for it. Comes down on it at the 32-yard line, and he's going to be dropped right there as he caught it by Ollie Martin of New Albany.
Yardage marks is not too far apart.
Warhawks starting at their own 33-yard line. 1st and 10, pass near side, incomplete. Kevin Blas was the intended target for the freshman quarterback Nate Miller, and he comes up holding his lower back, Kevin Blas does. Blas, Johnson, and Bangura go on the right side of the line. Miller out of the gun, hands it off to Moran, who hands it off to Omar Bangura, cuts to the left edge up to the 35 to the 37. And that'll bring up 3rd down for Westerville Central. 3rd and about 5 here. Rylan Moran, well, they all came to the near side. Now they go back into the backfield. Miller hands it off to Rylan Moran, who cuts to the right side, breaks a tackle to the 40, 45, and down to the 49-yard line, brought down by Jack Morgan, and that's a Warhawk 1st down.
It's a big play there by Rylan Moran. He's finding a way to get more involved in this offense week after week. You talked about his big effort he had last week on senior night for the Warhawks, but how do you keep him involved? How do you keep him fresh in a game where Kevin King-Foku is also the main focal point for this offense? The Warhawks done a good job so far of keeping Moran involved. You've got to keep him there all night long.
5:20, 2nd quarter to play. 14-0 New Albany. Westerville Central with a drive here. 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line. Miller out of the gun. He'll drop back after the play action. Now throwing it high into the air, looking for Cohen Buss in double coverage. It's incomplete. Warhawks are trailing by 2 scores, 14-0. Snap to Miller, keeps it himself, right edge, gets into Eagle territory, down to the 43-yard line. 36 to play, 2nd quarter. In Eagle territory, the Warhawks will work out of the gun with Miller. He'll work to the near side, and they'll hand it off Omar Bangura on that right side, and he tricked just about everybody, and he gets across the 40-yard line, and that should be enough for a Westerville Central 1st down, and it is inside the 40. He is a half sack away from tying the single season sack record. The handoff on 1st and 10 for Westerville Central is Rylan Moran up the middle, and he maybe gets a few yards on this one. 2nd down coming up.
Dead ball, personal foul, defense.
Dead ball, personal foul against the Eagles. Ends lined up on either side of the line. Buss in motion to the near side. Miller, empty backfield, drops back, throws near side, caught by Omar Bangura at the 10-yard line, and he snagged that one right out of the air.
That was a great catch there by Omar Bangura. That one thrown way in front of him to that right side. He readjusts mid-play and pulls that one down. That's what makes that senior so special there. Omar Bangura, one of those players you can count on in any of those plays. He's going to find a way to come down with it.
That'll be a 10-yard penalty. Puts them back at the 32.
Where he caught that one, it looked to be just in front of the marker at that 10-yard line, and it was a generous spot by the line judge running down the field. So a helpful play by the Warhawks, but then they harmed themselves by that holding call.
Movement on the line, and penalty markers fly. Did they? I didn't see any on this side.
Yeah, they're going to call a false start, though.
Snap infraction on Westerville Central.
Yeah, the Warhawks hadn't even gotten to their progression of calling a snap count yet. So
they'll try it again. Empty backfield for Miller, runs on the right side, working along the home sideline, and he'll be stopped right around the 32-yard line. And that'll bring up 2nd down. The 2nd quarter, and it's 14-0 New Albany. Snap to Miller, dropping back, has some time, lofts it into the air, far sideline, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Cam Hebner, and that one in some coverage by the Eagles, and Hebner can't come down with it. Miller out of the gun, one back to his left and a 2 receiver set. Cam Hebner wasn't even paying attention to the snap. The throw to the far side, Kevin Blas, the intended target, falls incomplete. It was well out of his reach, and Cam Hebner was just dead stare to the sideline looking at Coach Frankie, and then he didn't notice that the snap had happened. Central, 3 receivers to the right. Check that, that's 4. It's 5 wide. Coming to the near side, Cam Hebner lofts it up, and it's incomplete. It was thrown short, and New Albany is able to break that football up to that near side, and that was broken up by Amari Jones. 1st and 10, New Albany. They take over on downs at their own 32-yard line. Movement before the snap, penalty marker flies, and this will be against the New Albany Eagles. And the whirling again. Hoover will bring a man in motion out of the gun, rolls out to the near side, under pressure, throws on the run. It's caught at the near side 33 and dropped down. Chase Jackson had that reception. Penalty markers fly.
Yeah, Jackson Mark there kind of drawing a penalty. That's some senior leadership by him. He kind of fakes out that he's standing over top of that Eagle offensive player, and it looks like they're going to get an unnecessary roughness as he got pushed in the back.
Dead ball, personal foul, offense.
So it is a dead ball personal foul against New Albany, and they'll be pushed back. So there's also a 50-50. 2nd down and about 24. And Jed Ewers will get the carry, and he'll make his way across the 20. Pick up a nice chunk of yards, and we're going to have whistles here after the play and a timeout for Westerville Central. Hoover will go under center on 3rd and 20. They'll hand it off, and Grant Nelson on the carry was wrapped up behind the line, and that was a good job by Mohamed Bangura. There's a timeout on the field. 1:35 to play. Westerville Central trails New Albany 14-0. It'll be 4th and about 20 for the Eagles here, and they should be in punt formation out of the...
Come on, set up the return here. Come on.
He'll send it high, twisting football into the air. Mark comes down on it at his own 40-yard line, and he will be stopped at around his own 45. So 122 for Westerville Central, and Wes, it's the most important 122 of the season.
It's got to be almost one of those must-win. You kind of need this win to control your own destiny, to keep what's in front of you.
Here's Miller being flushed from the pocket, rolling near side, fires, caught by Omar Bangura. No, incomplete, up to the 45-yard line as Nate Miller was being chased on the play by Hunter Howard. 2nd and 10, Westerville Central at their own 38-yard line. Miller out of the gun, dropping back, looks near side, caught by Cam Hebner and upended at the 40-yard line. They'll mark him maybe up to the 41. Gain of 3 on the play brings up 3rd down for Westerville Central. And Miller will work out of the gun with a back to his right and a receiver, 2 receivers to the near side left. Miller dropping back, pump fakes, has some time, lofts it into the air, looking for Omar Bangura, comes back to it, incomplete. Penalty marker comes in.
Yep, it's going to come pass interference on that side. Did not allow Bangura to get back to that ball.
To the right, to the numbers near side left is Hebner. One back in the backfield for Miller out of the gun. Takes the snap, under some pressure, rolls to the near side, fires near, going to the middle of the field. It's going to be intercepted. No, it was dropped in and out of the hands of Amari Jones, but Cam Hebner did not run up toward the post. The New Albany 41-yard line, 2nd and 10, Westerville Central. Pressure coming, throwing over the middle. It's once again broken up by Amari Jones as Miller was looking for Cohen Buss, and now a late penalty marker after the play, probably unsportsmanlike against Amari Jones.
Yeah, it's going to be again, and that's a big 15 yards, and it's going to get the Warhawks a fresh set. Got to take advantage again.
Yep, the celebration by Amari Jones, the hand gestures.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike.
Miller with an empty backfield. Pumps, fires, far side, has Bangura back at the 35. Tries to get around a couple tackles and reverses direction to the far sideline. And is forced out of bounds behind the sticks. And that'll be a loss. It'll be 2nd down coming up. But he does get out of bounds. That stops the clock with 39 seconds. side left with Bradley. Low snap. Miller dropping back. Under pressure. Flushed. Right side. Fires. Has Bangura at the 20 and goes out of bounds. And that should bring up third down here. Hebner and Bradley to the near side left. Miller out of the gun. Moran to his right side hip. Miller dropping back. Rolls to the left. Under pressure. Goes toward the sideline. Caught! And it's incomplete. He was falling out of bounds.
That was a close play there as Omar Bangura almost had that one in possession. But
Moran to his left side hip and three receivers to the near side left. Whistles and a timeout for New Albany before the play as they wanted to see the set, and then they'll talk about it in the huddle and discuss if Western to the near side left, one out wide to the right. Ball far hash mark, one back in the backfield. Miller takes the snap out of the gun, keeps it himself at the middle, runs into a brick wall, fighting for more, and he's going to lose yards.
yeah, Coach Frankie there on that sideline just throws the play sheet, obviously in some frustration. I think that was supposed to be an RPO option play with more of the pressing matter there on the pass and not really on the Nate Miller run, but his freshman quarterback saw nothing over the middle, took it himself, and unfortunately got stuffed up the middle for no yardage.
17 seconds to play here in this first half, and they'll run it. Grant Nelson.
26.
No, I'm sorry, that's Jet Ewers. And that should take us to halftime.
New Albany with the score of the Eagles 14 and the Warhawks nothing.
Coach Frankie here. Coach, on offense, you guys have moved the ball decently well but can't finish off drives. What's the kind of message going into half there?
Listen, we're just beating ourselves, shooting ourselves in the foot. Every chance we get a penalty, takes us back. We get, we're misaligned at times. We have kids that, we have a certain play call. They're running an opposite play. It's just, we are just beating ourselves at this point. We need to calm down, settle in, and just execute plays, and we're just not doing that right now.
On defense, under 50 yards allowed, but the score 14-0 at half. How do you continue to pressure the ball defensively, minus that turnover you had on offense and the long punt return that kind of put them in good field range or good field position? How do you kind of let that defense keep capitalizing on the run game?
We just have to keep doing what they're doing, obviously. I mean, they're doing a good job. Like I said, the punt return killed us. That set us back right out the start, and then, we had a turnover in our territory. So, again, it's just, we gotta get back to playing football. I think we're a better team than this team, and we got to come out in the second half, prove it.
Thank you, Coach Frankie. Back to you.
The second half is underway with Westerville Central trailing by 2 scores. They'll bring it out from the 12-yard line far side. New Albany will, and they'll make their way to about the 28-yard line. Maybe mark it back just a hair, and the Eagles are going to start into the shotgun with 2 backs in the backfield on 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll hand it off to Jet Jewers, and he makes his way to the 30-yard line, picked up about 4 yards on the play. It'll bring up second down as in on that stop for Westerville Central was Sahid Keaton. Hoovler's going to go under center. They take the snap, they hand it off up the middle. This will be Nelson on the carry, and the Warhawks are able to stop him there. Mohamed Bangura and a couple other Warhawks in on the coverage. They lead Westerville Central 14-0. Hoovler will work out of the gun. Ewers onto his right side hip. They bring a man in motion from that far side. High snap. Hoovler handles it. He's under pressure. He's going to be brought down to the backfield for a big loss. And right there on it for Westerville Central was Braden Warden.
As Braden Warden read that play.
Down and 16 from behind the sticks. And this punt is away by Ackerman. And the Warhawks let it bounce to the 40-yard line. Picked up on that far side by Westerville Central. Devin Smith, and he brings it out to about the midfield stripe where Westerville Central takes over 1st and 10. They start at the New Albany 49-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Warhawks. Miller out of the gun. Hebner in motion to the far side. Warhawks work right to left as we see it. Rylan Moran up the middle, and he'll get to the line of scrimmage. Maybe even lose a yard back to the 50-yard line. And Warhawks will play from behind the sticks. 2nd and 11 coming up. Bradley goes out wide to the right. 2 receivers near side left. Miller out of the gun, dropping back. Under pressure. Ball tipped as he threw it. He was looking on this near side to Mason Pavolonu, and it falls incomplete. Freshman tight end, Pavolono was unable to get it. Miller throws as he's under pressure. He was looking for Rylan Moran, threw it at his feet. And it'll be 4th down and 11 for Westerville Central. They'll be forced to punt it away now. Bus lined up. Snap is back. Sends it away above the lights, and it's going to be a fair catch at the 10-yard line, I thought. And then he ran with it. I was going to say that has to be stopped right there. Amari Jones from their own 9-yard line. New Albany out of the gun. Hoovler will send a man in motion. They'll hand it off. And it'll be Jewers up the middle. And gets to about the 15-yard line. Pickup of 6 yards. Second down coming up.
That was great penetration there by Saheed Keeby, but or maybe it was Jalen Spraggins, but unfortunately he
more. Hoovler's going to go under center. They put Jet Jewers in motion. They hand it off to him, follows his blockers, and he's going to get to the 20-yard line, if not more, and that should be enough for a New Albany first down. And they do move the chains.
And this is where the problem lies for this Warhawks defense, is you got to find a way to get stops.
First and 10, New Albany at their own 27-yard line. They'll pitch it outside, and on the run goes the Eagles. That's Kingston Torres Lofton on the carry. So either way, it's going to be 2nd and 7 for Hoovler out of the gun. They'll hand it off. They'll work to the near side, and on that run, brought down by a kettle of Warhawks, was Jet Jewers.
Great vocab word there, Brent. Nice play by the Warhawks to stop him on the edge as well.
5th play of the drive. Hoovler goes under center. Brings a man in motion. They hand it off. They sweep to the left side. Finds blockers to the 35, 40, 45. Far sideline, Warhawk territory at the 30. Down to the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, New Albany. Into the end zone goes Chase Jackson.
Number 12, Chase Jackson, the ball carrier. Goes 72 yards for an Eagles touchdown.
Rush for Chase Jackson. Hoovler with the point after. Currently 20-0, New Albany. Kick is up, and it is good.
The kick is up, and it's
21-0, New Albany leads Westerville Central with 5:52 to play in this third quarter of action. And Wes, we were talking about it, can't allow the run to get going, and that time the Warhawks allowed Chase Jackson to get to the outside, and he turned on the afterburner. To kick it away for New Albany. He will send it left to right as we see it. This one will be brought down by Jackson Mark at his own 3-yard line. Out to the 10, 15, near side 20. In the middle of the field, 25. Brought down around the 27-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Warhawks. More for Westerville Central, and it does. He takes the snap, hands it off to Jai Johnson, and he's dropped for a loss in the backfield on a big tackle by Connor Barr. Here for the Warhawks as they're back behind their own 25.
Second down
23. Nico Bogatic takes the snap, throws over the middle, and it's caught by Cohen Buss at the 35, up to the 40, 45, and he's finally tripped up to the 49-yard line. First down, Westerville Central.
Well, hey, here we go now, Brent.
And receivers split either side, 2 of them. A little movement on the line, no flags. The handoff, no. Nico Bogatic keeps it himself across midfield, slides down to the 45-yard line. Mark him back to the 46. It'll bring up 2nd down for Westerville Central.
And obviously no Nate Miller, Nico Bogatic in instead.
Bogatic out of the shotgun. High snap, drops into the backfield, picks it up off the bounce, waits and throws it away. He had one receiver to the near side in Omar Bangura in the vicinity. He was able to make sure that nothing bad happened on that one. It'll bring up 3rd down.
I'd say almost more of an athlete there by Nico Bogatic. He finds the ball. He doesn't give up on it. He doesn't slide on top of it and go with those extra 10 yards. He finds the play, he scans the field, and throws it away.
Empty backfield, 3 wide to the right, 1 tight end to the near side left. Bogatic takes the snap, keeps it himself up the middle, finds a block to the near side 40, 35, and runs out of bounds at the 32-yard line. First down, Warhawks.
Well. We got an athletic quarterback in there, Brent. Nico Bogatic with a little bit of an option play there. He gets the ball, he takes it himself. Create for yourself, Nico Bogatic, attaboy.
5, and he's out of the shotgun here with 2 receivers to his right. Delayed handoff Johnson. He breaks 1 tackle in the backfield, tries to trip his way to the near sideline and does, keeps to his feet, and he gets past the line of scrimmage down to the 30-yard line, and it'll bring up 2nd down as one of the Warhawks had their helmet ripped off behind the line. That's Noah Mitchell. who is pleading with the Bangora, goes out wide to the right. Hebner to the near side left. Bogatic out of the gun. Johnson to his right. Bogatic over the middle, looking for his tight end, and it's incomplete. That's in and out of the hands of Mason Pavlino. Bogatic out of the gun. Johnson to his left. 3 wide to the right. Keeper for Bogatic up the middle. And he's going to reverse course. And I thought at first he was going to be down at the 30-yard line, excuse me. And they do finally bring him down on that reverse. It's going to bring up 4th down, though, and about 7 here for Westerville Central. This is most likely going to be 4-down territory.
Yeah, on this drive.
He's in the slot far side. The snap, Bogatic. Flushed from the pocket to the right. Throws on the run. Caught at the 22-yard line.
It's going to be a 1st down.
Knee was down, though, on the catch to Omar Bangora, but you're right, Wes, it is a 1st down.
Right there, you see what he does. You get Omar Bangora in space. You allow Nico Bogatic to play that kind of space game. Let him roll.
Set split either side. Johnson onto his right side hip. Play clock at 3. The snap. They hand it off. Johnson loses his footing in the backfield for a loss of yards behind the 25-yard line, and that'll bring up 2nd down and long for the Warhawks. Tight ends either side of the line. Bogatic with Johnson to his right hip. Bogatic with time off the snap. Looking to his left. Now rolls out to his right. Pressure coming. Cohen Bus with a nice block. And Bogatic is going to have to throw it away. Cam Hebner was in the vicinity. And we'll see what the penalty marker is.
They're going to catch a blindside block.
Blindside block on Cohen Bus, yep. Tough break there for the Warhawks. And I saw that immediately. I'm sure you did too.
Yeah, it was a great block. I mean, he caught him on the backside, which was perfectly timed, right when he needed it. But unfortunately, the guy didn't see him coming, and Cohen Bus kind of got him from behind as well.
Personal foul. Blindsided head. White.
Be honest.
I would love to see that play.
I don't know what that would even be. 2nd and 30. Nico Bogatic under pressure. Omar Bangora was the intended target. Is a little high. He's taken down immediately. Slow to get up, but he does. And now Nico Bogatic under pressure, rolling out to his right, looking down the field, hesitates, throws into the air, wide open receiver at the 20-yard line. The ball is forced out with a big hit. And that was Pavlino, who went up for it and was nailed in the air, and the ball pops loose. Snap back to Bus. Sends this kick a little too long, and this is going to bounce into the end zone for a New Albany touchback. Thrones now. Jed Jewers on the carry. 1st and 10 for New Albany. They get it out to the 25-yard line.
No silly, Brent. It's the game of the Warhawks and Eagles. Come on.
Gain of 5. 2nd down and 5 coming up for New Albany. Battle in the air. 2nd and 5 for New Albany. The handoff. Jed Jewers finds a hole 30, 35 near side 40, 45 midfield, and this is going to be a New Albany touchdown. Jewers all the way, outran every single white jersey. Touchdown, New Albany, as time expires in this 3rd quarter.
He goes 76 yards for an Eagles touchdown.
And Jed Jewers now on the season with his 14th touchdown of the year. The point after is up, and it is good. 28-0 as New Albany leads Westerville Central as we have reached the end of the 3rd quarter. 4th quarter is next, coming up on Central Ohio Sports Network. Fourth quarter underway, kickoff by Hoovler. Jackson Mark brings it out to the 15-yard line, working near side, and he's going to be brought down at around the 18-yard line, where Westerville Central will start this drive in the 4th quarter. 1st and 10 as they trail New Albany 28-0. Brent Ford, Wes Minke with you, as the Warhawks unfortunately cannot get themselves into a good rhythm here. Nico Bogatic, the backup quarterback, is in there for Westerville Central. The Warhawks will work left to right now as we see it in this 4th quarter. Jed Jewers got that last touchdown for the Eagles, now has 14 on the year. And that kind of sums it up, to be honest, for Westerville Central in this game, as they're unable to really get any kind of big stops. Here's Nico Bogatic on 1st down catch by Omar Bangura to the 25 and then up to the 28-yard line. Bogatic out of the gun. Fake handoff to Bangura. Bogatic with a hole up the middle to the 35-yard line and slides down right around the 38. Enough for a Warhawk first down. Will come to the right side edge of the line. Two receivers, far side left. Cohen Bus is there as well. Bogatic out of the gun. Riley Moran to the backfield. Quarterback keeper for Bogatic. Breaks it, one tackle. Loose ball comes out around the 45-yard line, and New Albany might have it. And they do. Nico Bogatic with the fumble and recovered by New Albany.
That gets worse for the Warhawks as an unfortunate fumble there by Bogatic. He just slipped out of his grips as he goes to get down on that play. And I think, like I said on that last one, Jed Jewers.
1st and 10. Hoovler under center. Tosses it outside to Nelson. Across the 45 to the 40. Far sideline and out of bounds. Right around the 37-yard line. And it'll bring up second down now. 2nd and 4. At the Westerville Central 38-yard line for New Albany. Hoovler with time. Over the middle. Looks and it's incomplete. They don't throw it very often, but when they do, they don't have a lot of practice with it. The two intended targets were Chase Jackson and Reese Blackmore. Falls incomplete. It'll be 3rd down now for New Albany. 38-yard line for New Albany. Hoovler under center. They hand it off up the middle. Grant Nelson. He gets across the 35 down to about the 33-yard line. This is going to be close to the yard to gain. And I think they are going to give it to him. First down for New Albany. For Chase Jackson. Hoovler under center. Two backs in the backfield. They'll hand it off. And he'll get to the 30-yard line. That'll bring up second down. On that carry was number 45, Maddox Van for the Eagles.
Number 45.
Big way.
Hoovler under center, looking at 2nd and 6. They'll hand it off onto the right side and maybe get back to the line of scrimmage. Kingston Torres Lofton on that carry. Goes into the shotgun. Two backs either side. High snap, they hand it off. Jed Jewers works to the near side, and he'll be brought down by Greg Woods from behind. Devin Smith was there as well. Hoovler takes the snap, rolls out to his right, breaks off a tackle, runs up to the right side, throws down the field, and it's intercepted by Devin Smith inside the 5. Brings it out to the 15, far sideline 20, and he's out of bounds there.
Nice interception there by Devin Smith. He had his hands on one earlier in the game. Earlier this quarter, I should say. And now this one he takes away. Big play there. Turn the tide a little bit defensively.
Bangura comes wide to the right. Heatner out wide to the left. Bangura in motion to the backfield. Bogatic keeps it himself. Works up the middle, slides down. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play. It's going to be second down, Westerville Central. Bogatic dropping back out of the shotgun, steps up into the pocket, throws far side, incomplete for Cohen Bus.
He's going to draw roughing the passer. Great job there. Great flop by Nico Bogatic from that backside.
Penalty markers down. It was 2nd and 10.
Dead ball, personal foul. Late hit. Maroon.
Third line. 1st and 10, Westerville Central. Bogatic flush from the pocket near side. On the run, fires, and diving for it on the catch, incomplete, is Omar Bangura.
Looked from my angle like Omar Bangura had his hands underneath that one, but it's just a tough play. A little underthrown by Bogatic, but again, he evades that rusher off the edge. That guy, if he comes against the pass rusher, what probably would be Nate Miller, that's a tougher play for him to get out of it. We've seen him kind of panic in those decisions.
And at their own 33-yard line, Westerville Central. Bogatic drops the snap and has to hurry a pass and finds Bangura at the 36, goes far side 40, 45, and splits defenders, breaking a tackle to the Eagles 45 and drugged down from behind at the 40-yard line. No penalty markers on the play, so that one will stand. 1st and 10, Warhawks.
Again, you get a guy out in space like Omar Bangura, you give a playmaker a chance, he evades the pocket, finds his guy over the middle, gives him a chance to make a play in space. It's a great job there by Bogatic and a great job by Omar Bangura as well.
Bunched receivers to the right side of the line, one receiver out wide to the left, one back in the backfield out of the gun. No snap, Bogatic with time, rolling to his near side, on the run, and the catch is dropped by Omar Bangura. He had some space at the 35-yard line. He just couldn't keep it in the breadbasket.
That's one of those ones that's going to haunt Omar Bangura. An easy play over the middle. What would have been an easy first down as well.
Right, one receiver out wide to the left. Bogatich out of the gun with one back to his right side hip. Now they split Rylan Moran out wide to the right, inside of Omar Bangura. Play clock at 2. Bogatich the snap, throw over the middle, caught by Pavolino at the 25-yard line, and he's brought down by several Eagles on that play. It'll be a Warhawk first down.
That was a really athletic play there by Pavolino. That ball got on him before he was ready for it. He kind of pinned it to his stomach and then put his hands on it. Got the play up for an easy first down. Great job there with Bogatich and a better catch there by Pavolino.
Out of the gun. Bangura out wide to the right, Hebner wide to the left. Now Hebner in motion to this near side. Bogatich out of the gun, drops back, looks to his right, has some time, runs up the middle, and he's brought down after a gain of 1 on the carry. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Second down coming up for Westerville Central. Cam Hebner out wide to the left. Bogatich takes a snap. Pressure comes from the edges. Steps up. Looks down the field. Throws on the run toward the end zone, and it's intercepted by Amari Jones. He'll grab it at the 5-yard line. Breaks tackles to the near side, and finally drugged down by Rylan Moran back at the 23-yard line. And the Eagles, once again, with another seal on the envelope in Week 10.
That looks like just an inexperienced pass there by Bogatich as he kind of fires it over the middle out to that side edge-ish area. He tries to make a play along the sideline, but just unable to complete it. Looked like a forced pass there.
And at their own 23-yard line. Hoover will go under center. They'll hand it off.
Lost cover a fumble there.
Yeah, that is a fumble. I didn't quite see that, but it's a fumble, and Westerville Central gets the football. How about that?
Get one right back.
First and 10 with 4:18 to play, and they'll keep things rolling with Rylan Moran up the middle to the 10 and falls forward to the 8-yard line. That will be a first and goal now for Westerville Central. Territory, ball at the 7, first and goal for Westerville Central. And Bogatich, check that. That's Rylan Moran, takes the direct snap, fights his way to the end zone, touchdown Westerville Central. And a late penalty marker comes in.
Rylan Moran carries it 7 yards for a touchdown. Penalty flag.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike, Westerville Central.
Cohen bus on to attempt the point after.
High snap, Bogatich rolling out to his left under pressure, throws, and it's incomplete. He was looking in the end zone, it was incomplete. Cam Hebner was in the vicinity, and it'll be 28-6, New Albany leading.
Conversion fails. Timeout on the field, 3:41 to go in tonight's ball game. It's New Albany 28, Westerville Central 6.
A 15-yard penalty, unsportsmanlike. On the touchdown celebration, kickoff goes back deep to the 12-yard line, picked up by Chase Jackson of New Albany. Brings it out to the 30, 35-40, near sideline 45, and out of bounds right around midfield.
Kickoff is returned by number 12, Chase.
Wes Mickey will talk with head coach Josh Franke. A run on first down for New Albany into the hands of Maddox Van.
Number 45, Maddox Van, the ball carrier.
With their backup quarterback in the game, that's Jack Martin.
Will be second out.
On both sides. Martin, the handoff to Grant Nelson, breaks tackles into the second level and pushes a Warhawk off. That's Devin Smith, and he makes his way down to the 20-yard line.
Number 5, Grant Nelson.
That was a huge run by Grant Nelson, just barreling over every single white jersey he came in contact with until he was finally drugged down at the Warhawk 21-yard line. As Jack Martin has to call a timeout, their backup quarterback. There's first and 10 for the Eagles at the Westerville Central 21-yard line. Martin goes under center. They'll hand it off on the sweep, work to the right side. They get to the 20, down to the 15, and finally stopped just around the 15-yard line for Nate Schmelmer.
Number 46, Dave Schmelmer in the ball.
Schmelmer,
It's a good name.
6'1", 160, sophomore running back.
I feel like that kind of reminds me of a certain Westerville Central running back, Benny Snell.
7 on the play. It'd be second down and 3.
Good reference.
This will be instead of Snell, yeah, we got Smell, yeah.
Schmel. And he will kneel down, and it'll be second and goal. And that actually should just about do it. Two teams line up